Hello and welcome to another episode of the Profit Point Show. This is where we talk about how to grow the economy using our expertise on the field of everything that we do that brings income. We talk about trade, businesses, ventures, services, and everything that you do that brings in genuine income. We touch all over and give you insight on how to develop everything that you do. You're welcome to the program. My name is Charity James. And the program is divided into two segments. The first segment is a business review segment. We'll talk about a particular topic and give you insight about how to use that topic to grow your business. And the second one is where we look at what you can use with your hands, how you can make money with your talent, and how you can fit into the vocational skills sector. That is the setting for the Profit Point Show for today. When we come back after this break, it will be time for us to have the business review of the day. See you after the break. All right, this is the business review segment of the Profit Point Show. Now we want to talk about something cogent. When you want to have a business in Nigeria, you must have a name to that business, and that name must be registered. So we want to look at what you should do when you want to register your business. What are the processes? What are the procedures? What are the pitfalls that you can encounter when you want to register that business of yours, be it the small scale, the medium scale, or the large entity? You must have a name, and that makes it a legit business in Nigeria as a country. Now we have a guest in the house who will be discussing business registration on the show. Our guest is Blessing Mustafa. She is a business registration consultant. Good morning, Blessing.
Good morning, ma.
All right, it's good to have you on the program.
Thank you, ma.
All right, now let's talk about business registration. When we talk about business registration, what does it mean? What does it entail? What are people doing? Why must you, let me start from there, why must you register your business in Nigeria?
Okay. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come and talk about business registration on this wonderful television. Okay, so business registration, it actually entails registering your business, securing your business, and to ensure it's in compliance with the standard guiding businesses. So to start a business in Nigeria, the first thing after knowing what you want to do, the business you want to do, is to register the business before bringing it out to public. You have to register your business. And business registration is not only limited to CAC, that's the Corporate Affairs Commission. We have trademark, we have export license, depending on your area or your nature of business.
Okay, is that all people should know about business registration? Because a lot of people are into businesses these days, especially the small and medium scale enterprises, and they are not registered. So if you're not registered as a business owner or as someone who operates businesses in Nigeria, or the environment that the government has provided for you, what offense have you committed, or is just a natural thing to do business without registering? Why is it important to register?
It is important to register your business because, number one, it helps you secure your business. Registering your business helps you secure it. You have to make your business legal. If you are carrying on a business in Nigeria without registering, you are operating illegal.
Okay.
So you have to you have to register your business to ensure you stay in compliance with the standard guiding the business.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about steps. Now we are into the registration proper. Aside the name, a lot of people find it difficult to carve a name for themselves.
Yes,
so aside the name carving or having a business name, what other process must you go through before you can register your business? What do you think people who have or businesses should do when they want to start registering or have the idea of coming into the business sector and register their business?
I do tell my clients, if you want to register your business, what are the long-term goals, the vision of that business? What is the nature of the business? For instance, some people want to register a company, but CAC allow like multiple registration. So they want to talk about, they want to register a business. They are doing maybe soap making.
Okay.
They are doing tailoring. They still want to make register under real estate. But in
so that is 3 businesses.
3 businesses. Though if you want to register under business name, because we have categories.
Okay.
Under business name, you can only register a business.
Okay.
But under company, you can register as much as possible. That's the memorandum of association. So you can register as much as possible. But that's when agents come in. We help people to carve a name. Okay, and the name must be unique. Okay, you can do this and this. There are some situations whereby we will have to tell them to register the business separately if it doesn't go together.
Okay.
But at times, we can help them look for a name that covers all that services that they are doing to register the business.
So 2 major ways of registering. You can either register as a company.
Yes, ma'am.
Or as what again?
A business.
Okay, as a business. No, so let's break these 2 down. As a business, what can you do to register your business as a business under CAC? Okay, what I mean is, you said under the company you can register other businesses that you do.
Yes.
So for someone who's registering as a business, you have to register just one name.
Yes.
So what are the processes to register a name, and what is the process to register a company?
To register, they are similar.
Okay.
The registration process is similar. So to register a name or a company, you must have your name ready.
Okay.
The name you want to use, which must be unique and must not have been in existence. Which must be unique and must not have been in existence.
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2, there are other documents, the steps. You have to provide your passport.
Okay. What type of passport? International passport?
ID means any means of ID.
Okay.
Any means of identity, you have to provide it. And you have to provide a passport, a photo passport. So that's, and you have to provide your signature. But in case there are some limits to business registration. For example, you can't say you want to go into microfinance and say you want to register under business name. Or even a fashion academic, anything academic, you can't register it under business name.
Okay.
Anything that has group, any name that has group, you can't register it under business name. Anything that has a TV, any names that they are under company registration. So there are certain things, because business registration and business name is just like for a starter.
Okay.
For a starter. Why company is advanced?
So can a business name advance to a company? You have registered already.
Yes.
Can you upgrade it to become a company?
Yes, ma.
What is the process?
That's, we call it upgrade of business name to limited liability. Upgrade of business name to limited liability. Since you've already registered your business, you meet with your agents. Then you provide your CAC documents for the previous business name, and you provide to upgrade a business. It means the business has already expanded.
Expanded,
Yes,
okay.
it has already expanded. So to upgrade a business, you have to include the
New business.
the new object.
Okay.
We call it object of memorandum.
Okay.
So you have to bring it and provide your documents and the details, full details. And company, with when dealing with company, is it how you register? We call it share. There is shareholder.
Okay.
Why business name? There is no shareholder, because business name is individual.
Okay.
Is individually owned. But company can be owned by different people. You have shareholders, multiple shareholders. So we have 1 million shareholders, 2 million shareholders above.
Above, okay.
So you have to provide, okay, do you want 1 million shareholder, or you want a company of 5 million shares? Or you want a company of 20 million shares? So you provide the number of shares you want, and you make the payments, and everything will be rendered to you.
Okay, now let's talk about the pitfalls, or before we go to the challenges and pitfalls that business owners face when they are registering. Let's talk about the implication of registering. Why do you think business owners must have their businesses registered? From the statistics that we have seen in this society, a lot of small and medium scale enterprises are not registered. And with that, when government grants and business opportunity comes, they are sidelined. So let's talk about what interests or benefits are there for businesses that are registered and for businesses that are not registered.
For businesses that are registered, they gain credibility, access to credibility and trust from clients. For instance, I might see a business that has not yet registered outside, or maybe an international client, a business that wants to trust with my money. It must be a business that, okay, I can see that this business is functioning, this business is a business that I can trust and is registered. So in case there is anything, I can trace this business. So it helps clients. It helps you to gain client trust. That's number one. Number two, you have access to loans and grants from governments or external investors. For instance, any grants you want to apply for as a business owner, you must provide your CAC certificate, your CAC document. It is very, very necessary. Your TIN, that's tax identification number, you must provide it as well. And also a bank account in your business name. And how can you have this bank account in your business name without registration? It is very, very impossible. So you have to register your businesses. Why for business that are not registered? Though I think in my year of experience, most business owners, they feel like to register a business, the money is much. Like it costs a lot. But you don't want to operate a business, and a long-lasting business. You want to create something meaningful. You have to follow the right procedure. You have to do the things. You have to get your foundation right. So you have to register your business. To register a business in Nigeria doesn't cost a lot. Most people, before registration, they go out they do publicity for their business, advertisement. You see billboards, see posters, see different things, just to advertise a business that you have not yet secured legally. And it imposes the business to risk of losing its business name. I remember a friend wanted to register business. She got to me, I want to register so name. Okay, actually make a search concerning the name. She has been using the name for about 5 years without registration. She's on Facebook, on Instagram, on X. She's on different social media platforms. In fact, she has all these branded nylon, all these brand,
packages.
all these packages. But to register the business is not secure legally. By the time she wanted to register a business, someone else has already took the name. So all these years of advertising, all this publicity is gone. It all just looks like you are working for someone else. You are working for another business.
So it's advisable to register your business first before you put your business to the public?
Yes, ma.
Okay.
It is very, very advisable to register your business first before you put it out to the public. Or even if you don't have the money yet, don't start. Though there's no how you will do a business without advertising and you expect to get customer. It is very, very impossible. But okay, before you start a business, check the business name you want to use. Is this business name still available? Or it has been in existence, it has been used by another person? Check. You can secure the business name.
Without registering?
There is a way you can
Okay.
actually do that. If you meet with an agent, there is a way you can do that to secure the business name first. Then after a while, minimum of 60, the maximum of 60 days. Maximum of 60 days.
2 months.
Just 2 months. You have to register. So you are, by that time you will have gathered the money, the resources you need to register the business.
Okay, are there penalties for those who have not registered their businesses by CAC? Are there penalties? Are there things that the government are doing to those who have businesses being run on the soil of Nigeria and they are not registered? Have you seen any from your experience while registering?
I think a year back, where this POS stuff, that governments bring these complaints that they should ensure that they register with CAC. But you know, apart from that, I don't really see governments
Penalizing them?
Penalizing them, yes. I don't really see. But it limits their own functioning. It limits their own access. It limits their own legalization. It limits them for a lot of things.
Okay, now let's talk about the pitfalls. Now, a lot of people will say registering a business in Nigeria is not something that they can do by themselves, and they go to some agents. Now, going to some agent, they tell you, this agent just collected money from me, gave me a certificate, yes, but it is a fake certificate. What are the pitfalls that you think business owners fall into while trying to register their businesses, and what should they do when they want to register their business?
Number one, they don't have adequate knowledge about registration. To register a business, we are now in a modern. So to register a business, you can actually make use of your phone to Google some things. You search, you make research. So after making research, then you know the next thing to do. So to register a business, you have to have a knowledge about what you want to do.
Go on, please.
You have to have knowledge about what you want to do. Number two, before you can trust an agent with your money for registration, before you can trust an agent, you should know that, okay, this person, the agent, should be a registered agent, an accredited agent.
Okay. How do you know an accredited agent? Because a lot of agents will just, you see them in the corners and tell you to come and register, but there's no certificate to show that you're a known agent by the government or something. How do business owners know a good agent and not a fake one? They are professionals and they are fraud. So how do you now go past the fraud, the fraudulent act of registering and go to the right agent? What are the things that business owners should look at for when they want to go to an agent to register?
Business owners should look how professional the agent is. And how can you know this? Through your discussions. Through your discussions, through the business, the accredited agent page.
Okay.
So accredited
on the social media?
You can search on the social media.
Okay.
Yes. And there is a number given to them. Someone who is operating legally won't hide anything.
Okay.
I'm operating legally. What did I need? What am I hiding my identity for? So they don't need to hide anything. There is a number, accredited number, given to accredited agents. So they know these businesses well. And we have some firm that what they base is just this registration. An accredited agent can only be either an accountant, a lawyer, or a registered secretary.
Okay. Okay, just those three.
Yes.
That means we have maybe because we are dealing with money, an accountant is among those who can register. Now let's talk about what a registration should look like. The process. At what point should a business owner know that this registration that is being done in my business name is not something that will be acceptable by the CAC? Are there processes that must be followed? Are there things that the schedule of registration that shouldn't be skipped? Because I hear that a lot of people were pending, the names were pending because they didn't do the registration well. Is that a problem that should be looked into?
Yes, ma. To register a business that won't be queried, there are some certain things. That's why most business owners need agents. Because these people are professionals. They are trained in this field. For an accountant, he or she must have undergone learnings concerning the business registration, the laws and rules guiding it. So, for instance, to register a business, you must use, like I said earlier, you must use a name that is unique and a name that is not restricted. And a name that is not restricted. For instance, you want to register as a business name and you are using Blessing and Blessing Nigeria Limited, and you choose business name under as your classification. It is very wrong. It won't be acceptable.
Okay.
Because you already had limited. Or you are using Bisola Group of School. The word group is restricted under business name.
Okay.
And your nature of business as well, it must align with the classification of business you choose. That's number 3. And number 4, there are some business that need PC. This is proficiency certificates.
Okay.
There are some businesses that need PC. For instance, you want to register as a construction limited. You must provide your PC. Or you want to register as a school. You are registering your school. You must provide your proficiency certificates. That is the TRCN. So you must provide. An engineers, you must provide your proficiency certificates. So these are the things that limits or restricts business registration. So if you don't provide all these things while registering your business might be delayed, your registration might be delayed, it might be on pending, and it might be restricted.
Okay, with all these documents, can a business be turned down? Talking about registration by the CAC, you've given them all these documentations, you've done you've gone through the due process that you spoke about. Can a business can it be denied the name at the end of it? Have you seen a case like that?
That haven't been done the registration before issuing the certificate,
Yes.
that the business be turned down?
Yes.
Yes. Because probably if the person don't check well before registering the business, there are times that the portal for registering might not be be efficient, like might not be at that moment. Maybe like network issue or from their end. And you register a business and it goes. After being registered, because they will have to review it to check if another business has not used that name. They have to check if the business is not, the name is not similar or does not sound similar, not in spelling alone but in words, does not sound similar to the business that has been in existence before. So if there is any case like that, CAC will actually turn it down.
Okay, we're talking about intellectual property. A lot of people tend to register their business under CAC because they want it to be their own property and nobody should tamper with it. So can business name registration deal with the issue of intellectual property theft? Can we use that to fight the right of the owner when it comes to that issue?
Okay, concerning that, CAC, the Corporate Affairs Commission, does not give you the legal rights, like does not mean you legally own the business name you are using.
Okay.
That's why we have trademark. Okay. That's when trademark comes in.
Okay.
If you want a business that goes global, you want to own a business that lasts a lifetime, generation to generation, you have to trademark your business.
Aside registering with
CAC.
Okay.
So we have the two. So registering with CAC helps you secure your name.
Okay.
And it gives you the opportunity, it gives you access to grants and loan. It helps you to have to open a bank account in your business name. But trademark secures your business legally. It protects it from infringes, from other people from using it. And once you trademark your business, if you notice anybody using that business, you can sue them in your business name.
Okay, that is after trademarking.
Yes, after trademarking, and they will pay. That's why if you want to trademark, things some people don't know is that when you register with CAC, you still have to make a research. You still have to search on that trademark. Has this business been in existence? Or is there a business that is similar, a business name that is similar to this, because they won't accept it. So, okay, for instance, you want to produce, you are into shoemaking, or maybe a fashion designer, and you want to produce your products for public, and you want it to look like, we know Gucci, Nice, all these facades. You want them to know this business across the nation. Without trademark, it is very, very impossible. You can trademark, because all of these people don't trademark their name. Even all this Samsung, for instance, OGTV, if it's not being trademarked, another person can come up and bear OGTV and use the same logo and use the same. It is not trademark. So if another person uses it, that person, that person can own the name, and CAC, you registered with CAC, and CAC will have to step down the registered one.
So who is trademarking? Is this the CAC that will trademark again?
Trademark is Ministry of Industry.
Okay. So you take your certificate gotten by the CAC to the Ministry of Justice.
Yes, and you can do trademark first as well. Okay. Without CAC.
Okay, you agents know the process. So the best thing is if you want to register your business, go through a professional.
Yes,
because you can't know everything. So now let's talk about the post-registration obligations that business owners must follow. Now you have registered, you have trademarked your business. What are the things? Do you need to review your registration? Is it necessary to review your registration? If there is a guideline like that to review the name of your business regularly, how regular should it be? Or there's nothing like that at all?
The post-incorporation, after registering your business, that's the mistake most business owners make. They thought it ends after registration. But after registering your business, we have what we call annual returns.
Okay.
We have what we call annual returns. So you must ensure your business stay in compliance. You must file your annual returns, whether with CAC or with tax. So you must file your annual returns. These are post-incorporation obligations. You must ensure you file, because there's penalties for those who doesn't file their annual reports on time. And the fee is even more than the amount you are supposed to file your annual return on time. So you must file your annual return. For company, immediately after registration, when you have your certificate has been approved, you begin to file your annual return 18 months after registration.
Okay.
While for business name, you begin to file your annual returns 12 months after registration. So you must ensure you file. It is yearly.
Okay.
So you must file yearly.
Okay, that means business registration is not something small when it comes to business, operating a business. You must have a deep knowledge about business registration.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much, Blessing Mustafa, for coming on the program and talking about business registration and the processes that it entails. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, now we'll be going for a short break, and that short break will take us to the second segment of the program, The Profit Point Show, where we talk about making income and becoming an independent economist in the society. We'll see you after the break.
Why don't you people sell imported materials here? As beautiful as the shop is.
Auntie, buying foreign goods does not help our economy. Neither does it boost local production. And the good thing is Nigerian-made products are high quality.
Really?
And to make Nigeria great again, that is why I only sell made in Nigeria products. Because change begins with me.
I'm convinced. Change begins with me too. Change begins with me.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Bribery and corruption is illegal. It could hinder the economic growth of a nation. If caught, culprit will end up in jail. Say no to bribery and corruption.
Child abuse is a physical, sexual, psychological maltreatment of a child by a parent or a caregiver. Child abuse has been known to affect the mental state of a child. The impact of child abuse does not end when the abuse stops, and the long-term effect can scar a child for life. Let's put a stop to all forms of child abuse. Say no to child abuse.
All right,
Okay.
now this segment we'll be talking about something that is trending and something that every human must use every day, because humans wear clothes and they want to look trendy, they want to look attractive. Aside the nature that says we must cover all parts of our body, clothes is seen as, or fashion is seen as something that is in vogue, and it must stand in vogue all through generations. Now we have a guest in the house. We'll be talking about creative fashion. His name is Samson Adedire. He is a Nigerian-born founder and creative director of a London-based sustainable fashion called House. Samson, with over a decade of entrepreneurship acumen, graduated from the business school in 2023 and has been in the fashion for over 5 years. House is a contemporary sustainable fashion brand that debuted their collection during the London Fashion Week last September. Now Samson is on the program with us and he joined us via Zoom from London. Good morning, Samson.
Good morning, Charity. Good morning, everyone there. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. Now, a lot of things that people talk about when it comes to fashion is the angle of showcasing what you have actually created, and that comes to take us to the issue of runway, showing your styles and all that. Why do you think this runway and people showing what they can do to the people that they are seen as a potential client is something that fashion designers or creative fashion designers must look into, like you?
Well, thank you for that question. It is important for you to show your craft. It is important for you to display your talent, and that is why you have the major runways and, in quote, the non-major runways. These are just avenues for creatives like myself to be able to display our craft, our talent, and make people understand our expression in whatever we've put our energy, effort, and God-given talent to produce, really.
So why do you bring creativity into fashion? A lot of people will say that there's no need being creative when it comes to clothing. Clothing is meant for just covering your nakedness, and you should just wear it the way it comes. Why should you infuse creativity into fashion? Fashion these days is seen as something that is evolving, something that is coming with a lot of cultural background. Are you looking into that direction too?
Yes, please. When it comes to fashion and creativity, you can't separate the two. Covering, yes, that's the basics when you think about why we wear clothes. And in some part of the world, it's not just covering. This part of the world is to also keep warm in weathers that we have right now. But when you talk about our creativity, it extends beyond what I've just said, which is the primary reason why we make clothes. The creativity is for you to be able to express yourself. Some people wear clothes to feel more confident. Some people wear clothes to feel more acceptable in certain circumstances, certain situations. So all those reasons, individual as it might be, are why people then think about how can we make clothes for each target consumers. So consumers rather. So if you've got consumers that they want to look a certain way, right? We do contemporary fashion, so we've got people that want to look in vogue, but we also do sustainable fashion. People that understand the effect of the fashion industry. So fashion has really evolved beyond just covering, really, and that's why you have a lot of creative emphasis in fashion right now.
Okay, now you are on the global stage or platform of ensuring that the local creative fashion industry are being seen on the global stage. How easy is Africans, let me put it that way, or Nigerians, or those who have cultural background into fashion, how easy is it for them to showcase their talent on the global stage? I've seen one or two of your runway, and I've seen that you infuse two of the cultural background of you being a Nigerian into what you do. How easy is it for people to accept on the global stage and for people to adapt? Because if you're accepting and not using what you have promoted or put into the faces of people, then you can say that the feedback is not too good. So how easy is it for you to come into that space, and how easy is it for people to accept you into that space?
Well, thank you for that. You initially mentioned cultural emphasis.
Yeah.
And for someone like myself, that obviously I was born in Nigeria, I've got my reasons for doing what I do right now. So how easy is it? We've got forerunners, people that have gone before us to do what we are trying to do right now. So we are just piggybacking on what they've done initially. I can mention names right now. Oswald is one person who has done what I'm trying to do right now. I'm currently in vogue. We've got Labron, Dr. Foods. So you've got people that, yes, they've been able to merge out West African culture, African culture. Some people have done a bit of Asian culture also, and they've integrated that into the Western culture. But how easy is it? It's not easy. It's not easy, and you have to think about the functionality. So I would want to do more of a bit of cultural, of displaying my culture, my background. But when it comes to fashion, you have to think about the texture, the materials. Are they suitable for the kind of climate that we've got here? Are you going to be able to, the functionality, are you going to be able to don this at a certain event, at a certain time? You understand? So all those have to come into play. And then you have to think about the people that you are displaying this to. So it's not easy, but it's not impossible. That's what I would say.
Okay, so let's look at infusing your own talent, that is your creativity. How does it come? Because a lot of people will say, if you want to stay sustained on the business or on your career, you must be creative, and your inspiration must never run dry. So how do you ensure that your creativity or your inspiration to create what you think is right for the people to wear is not coming dry, or is not coming halfway, or is not coming the way people will not accept it? So how do you keep your inspiration running and optimal every time?
Oh, that's a very fantastic question. In fact, I was just going through a study recently that evidenced the fact that designer burnout is the highest kind of burnout you've got in any profession now. So that was amazing, because you had people in engineering, people in tech, they came after designer burnout. So that is a really good question. However, if I have to personalize this, I am someone who is really spiritual. I take my God seriously. So I rely on my God-given talent. Then I take inspiration from, as I said, forerunners. I take inspiration from my environment. I do contemporary fashion. So I look at what's going on. I'm not big on street fashion, but I look at street fashion. I look at traditional fashion. I look at what my culture looks like. I look at the classic fashion, classic men. So we've got a trench coat that is fused from a bit of military background and classic background. I sort of integrated that. So for me, my inspiration comes from my environment. relies deeply in my ability to speak with my maker, and also my conversations, the people, my peer-to-peer conversations. So I've got mentors, fashion mentors, I've got peers, I've also got a bit of mentee community myself. So it comes from my community, my environment, and most definitely my love for sustainability right now. That's where those are where my inspirations come from.
Okay.
Thank you.
So have you looked into using the local fabric? For instance, now Adire is the main fabric in Abeokuta. Have you looked into using local fabric like Adire, the Ofi, all those fabrics to create a fashion statement and make it a modern one? Because a lot of people will say, if you're coming from the African setting and you're on the global stage, then the Africanness in you must show. Are you thinking towards that direction?
Yes, definitely. I'm already working on our next collection right now, and I've had conversations with some of my old fashion buddies that are still back in Nigeria. I've had people come up to me to tell me about Ashofi, how we can integrate Ashofi. But Ashofi's got mesh, so it has to fit a certain season. You can't say because you want to use Ashofi and then you're feeling cold in what you wear, you're not going to feel comfortable really. When it comes to Adire, I've looked at Adire also, but the patterns have to also speak in a different way. So, and all this also have to come because my brand is ethos around sustainability, and Adire is dye, so we have to think about how we can use sustainable dyes, and we have to think about the production itself. So I'm already thinking about this, and even if this doesn't materialize in my next collection, you would see a bit of input from there. And going forward, building as a brand, there will definitely be cultural touch, cultural emphasis on how my brand journey goes, really. Okay. So yes, I've looked at that.
Okay, Samson, let's talk about something that is trending and evoke in this 21st century, and that is AI. And I know that a lot of fashion designers are going towards asking some creativity, asking about how to design some things from the AI. And are you using AI too? And if you're using, is AI some tool that can be sustainable when it comes to fashion and sustainability? Because a lot of creativity that will come from AI, some other people too will use it, and it becomes a mass production in some sense. So is AI a tool that can sustain fashion world or fashion industry? Are you buying that idea?
Yes, definitely. That's a definite question. In fact, there are different stages that you can make use of AI in fashion. You've got the designing, for example, you have Clo 3D and the likes, and you've got virtual try-ons. So you have virtual try-ons when you can have you can see what the clothes would look like on you even before having them in physical. You understand? So these are things that, rather than people thinking of them as something that is negative, think about AI as something that helps to optimize what you already have. So AI cannot come in and give you what you don't have. There are things, that designs now that come out, and just like you said, mass production and stuff like that. But you have to also look at it from the aspect of people who've got the talent. AI doesn't have the talent. What it can do is to collate already present talent. So you've got to rely on your own talents, and then with the use of different AI models, and you have to think about how things were done back in those days. They were done in a crude way. But when you think about using AI now, it does optimize them, designing, in fact, pattern cutting. So there are aspects of fashion, of making, of production. I'm a supply chain specialist. There are aspects of the whole supply chain, the whole value chain that you can use AI to optimize. So for me, I see AI as a blessing when it comes to fashion. AI has decreased return rates because people now have the opportunity to be able to do virtual try-ons. In fact, I just saw a Nigerian in the US sell one of his businesses in billions, and it was a fashion business, fashion tech business that helps to model virtual try-ons to different kind of body shapes. You understand? So that kind of business is going to have a low return, low product return, and at the end it's still going to increase the revenue, the bottom line. So you have to think about ways that AI can optimize it and not see it as as an alternative or as a position really. AI will help you.
As a rival. All right, lastly.
No, it's a rival, yeah, exactly. It's a rival.
So lastly, how do you see your company, you're in Nigeria, in London now, in the fashion industry, how do you see House in the next decade in the fashion world, both in Nigeria and in London? Before we leave, just 1 minute.
Thank you for that question. So we've got a bit of artisanal emphasis in the brand that is handmade. We've got because we've got basically 3 production pillars. We've got the upcycled, we've got the apps original, and then the apps sustainable. So I've been looking at a situation where you can have a bit of artisanal team to feed off our worldwide customer base, because obviously we want to expand from the UK first into the EU because they are our closest neighbors, and then we want to go across the Atlantic, go into the US market, one of the biggest economies in the world, and then obviously I want to come home to Africa, I want to come home to West Africa, I want to come home to Nigeria, my people, where I started fashion from. So I'm looking at a point where maybe in the next decade, we would probably have an artisanal team in Nigeria that would be able to help us with whatever cultural dimension or cultural inclusion that we've got. But then we would be well based here in the UK, we would be well based here in London. We started from London, we don't want to leave London. Right. We would definitely would have branched out. Symbiosis, which was our first collection, would have gone to different collections. So definitely I see us coming to Nigeria at some point, but I don't know if it's the immediate future.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Samson, for your time, and we wish you well as you make Nigeria proud in the UK. And we want to thank our viewers too, because this is the time for us to close the program, The Profit Point Show, where we'll come again next Thursday, God willing. We'll be having our 2 segments intact, the business review segment and the sectorial segment. But before we leave, don't forget that OGTV is open for any kind of business, media business, and if you want to join us on this program or any other program, please call this number 0803-396-0423 for your advert or sponsorship. We'll see you again next Thursday, God willing. Until then, I remain Charity James. God bless you.